Hello everybody, and recently in the past week I have received so many messages about the current expansions in 3.7, and some of you are wondering why do people care about this? Well, some of you might want to save for a certain Valkyrie or a certain Stigmata. For example, some of you might not be interested in Sage Fuhua or her weapons or Stigmatas, maybe you want someone else. Therefore, if you are one of those people, then this video is for you. So without any further ado, let us start. The first expansion in 3.7, aside from Sage Fuhua, obviously will be Stygian Nymph Seelie, where you will also get alongside her the Path of Acheron Scythe as well as the Ellen Poe Stigmata set. Now, some of you might be wondering why Stygian Nymph Seelie. Well, it does make sense considering that her outfit will be only gotten through spending crystals on Gacha in 3.7, or more specifically 30,000 crystals, which is way too much. However, the one good thing about this is that the more crystals that you spend, then the more shards that you get for S-rank Valkyries. Yes, the selection of which S-rank Valkyries that you can choose is very limited, and you can only choose free to play S-rank Valkyries, or S-rank Valkyries that you can grind for, but it is still better than nothing. Anyway, moving on to the second expansion that follows it, and that is the Herrscher of Reason Bronya expansion, where you can get alongside her the Key of Reason canon as well as the Wealth Yang Stigmata set. And once it is done, this expansion will be followed by the Herrscher of Void Kiana expansion, where you can get the Serene Ascendant Stigmata set as well as the Key of Reason pistol. And once it is done, this will be followed by yet again Stygian Nymph Seelie, her Stigmata set and her weapon, and then it will be followed by Herrscher of Reason Bronya as well as her own gacha equipment. Now, one thing that I need to note is another expansion that is still not available in the Chinese server, but it should be available this week in a few days, is a gacha where you can make both Vermilion Knight Himiko as well as Herrscher of Void Kiana into double S rank. This is not new, as we have seen this with other expansions where essentially we get extra fragments in order to make a character into double S rank, but to those of you who want this, well, here it is. So with that being said, now that you know which Valkyries and their stigmatas and weapons will be available in 3.7, which ones you should focus on? Well, first of all, let us talk about Herrscher of Void Kiana. And the simple reason for that is you can get both her stigmatas and her weapon from Battle Pass. Now, yes, each one of her stigmatas will cost 8 Lucian, while her weapon will cost 12 Lucian, but both of them will last through 3.7 and 3.8. So theoretically, if you have 12 Lucian right now, then you can get 24 Lucian from 3.7 and 3.8 combined. Now, the question will be is whether or not you think they are worth it, which I will leave up to you. If you already have Herrscher of Void Kiana and you do not want to spend the large amounts of money for her gacha because, well, 3 equipment as well as her weapon is a lot of money, then it is much cheaper for you to get her equipment from Battle Pass and grind for her for 2 updates. Or at the very least, once 3.6 ends and you cannot even get 12 Lucian because you already spent them, then I would recommend getting her weapon from Battle Pass. Anyway, when it comes to Herrscher of Reason Bronya, you have 2 chances to get her this update. However, if I was somebody who cares about the meta where I want both Herrscher of Reason Bronya as well as her equipment, but I do not have enough money, then I would recommend waiting until possibly July or August. Maybe update 3.9 or update 3.10, because I think we will get another Herrscher this year. I already said this in the past and I will repeat this again, but we get a Herrscher every single year, and each new one will dethrone the past one. But on the other hand, if you are somebody who just wants Herrscher of Reason Bronya because of her motorcycle, which looks really awesome, then in this update you have 2 chances of getting her. And speaking of which, finally we have Stygian Nymph Seelie, whom you also have 2 chances of getting her as well as her equipment. If you have seen some tier lists in 3.7, then you will see that both Herrscher of Reason Bronya as well as Stygian Nymph Seelie as well as their equipment are on the lists. Then you are most likely confused on which one to get. Now, personally, based on my own experience, and I will admit I am a little bit biased here since I already have the Path of Acheron Scythe, I would personally focus on the Key of Reason canon for Herrscher of Reason Bronya. But as I said, this will change in a few months when the new Hersher arrives. With that being said though, if I did get the Key of Reason for Bronya, I would then focus on the Path of Acheron for Stygian Nymph Seelie, and the reason for that is, usually when it comes to Valkyries, weapons are more important than stigmatas. However, as always, this is my own opinion, so tell me yours in the comments below, which Valkyrie or stigmata or weapon that you want to focus on. Or maybe you are somebody who is waiting until 3.9, possibly 3.10 when we get a new Hersher. Tell me in the comments below, I am very interested in reading your opinion, and in the meantime, if you want, you can join our Discord, which will be linked in the description down below. But until my next video, thank you for watching and I hope you have a nice day.